Good evening. The November 6, 2024 council meeting of the Long Branch City Council will now come to order. Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mrs. Wittes? Here. Dr. Vogt? Here. Mr. Vieira?
I'm here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will now read the mission statement of the City Council. The Long Branch Mayor, the City Council, and administration are committed to cultivating an environment of mutual trust and respect to all values, the diversity of our community. We will strive to enhance the quality of life for all who live here by making Long Branch a desirable place in which to live and prosper. We will treat all members of the public with respect and expect the same in return. Madam Clerk?
I hereby certify that this meeting has been published in the newspaper in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act and posted as required by law.
Reading and approval of previous minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes of October 23, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Resolution. I need a motion to adopt a resolution R-264-24, entitled a resolution appointing a council member for this vacancy for the governing body pursuant to the municipal vacancy law.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent.
Excuse me, before the roll call, Madam Clerk, I know that this wasn't probably part of the council packet since the name was put into the resolution tonight, so can you just for the record state the name of the person being appointed?
Glenn Rajas. Am I saying that correctly?
Glenn Ross. Yes.
Rassus.
Rassus.
Glenn Rassus. Okay.
Now, Madam Clerk, sorry.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
And Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. All right, now I'd like to get the swearing and call up Councilman Dan Rassus to be sworn in with our city clerk.
I, Glenn Rassus,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will
support
support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that will bear truth and faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and the government established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully
impartially,
and impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties as a council member
all the duties as a council member
for the city of Long Branch
for the city of Long Branch
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Glenn.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We want to welcome Glenn Rassus to our city council, and we look forward to working with him. We know he will do great things for the city of Long Branch. Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit that button over here.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor Pallone, Council President Vieira, and members of the Long Branch City Council. I am extremely honored to have been appointed to fill the council seat held by Dr. Mary Jane Selle. I had the privilege to have known Dr. Selle and know she left some big shoes to fill. I know I can't fill her shoes, but I look forward to continuing her legacy to serve the residents of Long Branch. I am aware of the challenges that lie ahead and look forward to working with my fellow council members to serve the residents of the city of Long Branch. Lastly, I would like to recognize the present council members, as well as all council members going back to the incorporation of the city of Long Branch for their tireless service to make Long Branch a prosperous city. Thank you.
Thank you. Well said. Consideration of ordinance, public hearing and final consideration. Ordinance 021-24, an ordinance authorizing amendment to the deed of easement for 1907 Ocean Avenue, Block 59, Lot 3, in the city of Long Branch. This ordinance was introduced on October 23, 2024, and amends an existing easement along 907 Ocean Avenue, Block 59, Lot 3, to be delineate a 20-foot wide easement area across the property for the purpose of construction, reconstructing, and maintaining steel core and stone jetty works as required and detailed by Long Branch Zoning Board Resolution ZB 23-21. I need a motion to open the public hearing on this ordinance only.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If any member of the public has any comments to make on this ordinance only, please come to the podium, state your name and address clearly for the record.
Requesting 1-minute notification, Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch. For those of us who've been around here quite some time, unlike you, Mr. Rainone, for better than 40 years, the common law access right-of-way, as protected by the public trust doctrine, existed at 907 Ocean Avenue. The property was vacant land by the owners. Upon purchase of the property, the current owner eventually put a locked gate at the entrance of that common law access right-of-way, that gate being illegal, thus preventing the use of that common law public access right-of-way for beachgoers, fishermen, and surfers. Eventually, a revetment wall was initially illegally put on the common law public access right-of-way by the owner, preventing beach access. Notwithstanding an illegal, nearby, substantive, non-compliant oceanfront deck was built by the owner without any local or state DEP permits as well. I caught both the illegalities and filed complaints with the state DEP in Long Branch. However, DEP responded that I was a third party with no standing, and that it was the municipal government that had standing but failed to act. That failing municipal government being the Pallone government. As a matter of fact, the only thing the owner's attorney and I agreed upon on the record before the zoning board is that the municipal government failed concerning both the common law access right-of-way and easement. To date, the reason why the owner of 907 Ocean Avenue illegally built two structures has never been fully explained. But during the zoning board process, I discovered his planner hiding downstairs in this building during the application hearing. That planner being the recent former Director of Planning and Building of Long Branch. Quite suspect indeed. After my discovery put on the record at a city council meeting, the owner dropped his planner and hired another one. Such a troubling occurrence was put by me on the record during the zoning board process. Now tonight, Ordinance 21 redirects an easement onto the common law public access right-of-way, and worse, prevents use by beachgoers, fishermen, and surfers. Further aggravating this matter is that I stood before council and zoning board on the public record requiring a 160-year title search on the property. None was done. Deeds from the 1860s through the 1920s showed E.L. Brown, for which Elberon was named after, and others, owned lots east and west of Ocean Avenue. And their benevolence, via general deed easements, was allowed access across their lots on the eastern side of Ocean Avenue for beach rights in perpetuity. E.L. Brown owned former Lot 19, now 907 Ocean Avenue. So to now, tonight's ordinance 21 presents the problem, and that the general deed easements will be on tonight's ordinance easement after the house is erected at 907 Ocean Avenue. Is the city prepared to take on such liability? And has the city notified those with the general deed easements? No. As stated earlier, the Malone government's track record in maintenance at 907 Ocean Avenue about the common law access right-of-way and easement is poor. And now to go and accommodate general deed easements? Not a chance. As a side note, upon purchase of the property, the current owner never had a title search done until the zoning board required it at my insistence. Was he afraid to wake up the general deed easements, for which he would have to serve quit claims?
1 minute notification.
The title search back to 1938 is inadequate. A 160-year title search was required. For stated reasons, no. Ordinance 21, no.
Thank you.
Council
Anyone?
President, do you
Sure,
mind if I
please.
comment? I always want to try to do it before Mr. Lepore runs out of the building. The first thing, so we should clear something up, Mr. Lepore, I went to work for the city attorney in Long Branch in 1979, so if I check that right, that's 45 years that I've been involved in the city of Long Branch in some way or another. But more importantly, this is the settlement of a matter that there's a lawsuit pending, obviously, and there's a zoning board approval. The easement in question is a general easement across this property, and it's for a very specific purpose, and it's only for constructing or reconstructing or maintaining the jetty. And as many of us know, that's since 1939, when the city got the easement, we've never had the occasion to actually do that. So after the zoning board reached their decision, the common sense approach to this was to, and by the way, that easement was generally across the property. It wasn't defined in any specific place. So we've now actually cleaned up this title by putting a specific easement in a specific place. It's 20 foot wide. It runs from the street to the beach. And that was why there was a recommendation from the administration to reach the settlement that we approved at the last meeting. And obviously, this ordinance is just accepting that easement. When people throw around words like common law access easement and general deed easements, I'm not sure whether the public understands that. I certainly do, that those are not legal terms. Those are kind of made up legal terms. They don't really mean anything. They're just things that people say. And in fact, the only easement that we have of record is the easement, the 1939 easement. And if, I challenge anybody, if they have something, if there's a 160-year search out there of this property, and I doubt that there is, because that far back we probably have handwritten deeds, and somebody should submit to the city that general easement. And by the way, if that easement existed, it still exists on the property. That's not what we're dealing with today. We're just dealing with the easement that the city has since 1939, and we're clearing up essentially a title issue, and we're settling a lawsuit, and we're also getting $10,000 to improve actual access that the city has to the beach. Two other matters. We have an access plan for the beach for all of our access. It's been approved by DEP. DEP doesn't ask us to do any more access than we're doing. In fact, there's access within 2 blocks on either side of this property. So it's important that people understand that this actually isn't limiting the access. This is a private property essentially, and the fact that people may have walked over it for years. As I said at the last council meeting, if you walk across my lawn every day for a week, you don't get to own my lawn. It's not the way the law works. So I just wanted to make it clear, Council President, that's what we're doing, settling a lawsuit, resolving this easement, and kind of moving on with the city's business.
Thank you. I need a motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is the second reading of ordinance 21-24. I need a motion to adopt on the second and the final reading and advertise according to law.
So moved.
So moved.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Rojas?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Hess.
Abstain.
You're going to abstain?
Abstain, yes.
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt? and Mr. Viera.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Ordinance for introduction. Ordinance 0-22-24. This is the first reading of ordinance 22-24, an ordinance designating the handicap parking space at 6 Van Pelt. Summary. This ordinance designates a handicap parking space at 6 Van Pelt. I need a motion to introduce the first reading, advertise and post according to law, and set the public hearing for November 26, 2024.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Rojas?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Viera.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Public participation for resolutions and general comments. I need a motion to open the public portion of the meeting. For all comments, for all comments.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Yes. Aye.
If there's anyone in the audience that has a comment to make, please step to the podium and state your name and address clearly for the record. You'll have 5 minutes and may only speak once.
Requesting 1-minute notification if needed. Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch. Your colloquy on the ordinance, Mr. Raynon, completely blew by the public trust doctrine. Really disappointed, completely disappointed, or should I be? Council President Vieira, the lack of transparency in this city continues. At the last council meeting, Resolution 262 was introduced after the public portion ended, denying the public the ability to comment. Such incorrect procedure is not acceptable. There's a lack of diligence, very severe lack of diligence. As with Resolution 264 this evening, agenda came out Friday night. It wasn't until this council meeting tonight that the name was made public. Again, denying the residents of this city transparency. Council President Vieira, how many people applied for the vacant council position in tonight's Resolution 264?
Mr. Lepore, I mentioned that a couple times. I'm not going to answer any questions.
Well, I'm going to ask them, because you're taking a paycheck,
Well, this is a comment portion.
and it's accountability. No, that's your subjective opinion, it's a comment.
Public portion again, want me to read it to you? I don't know what.
Council
I
President Vieira,
don't know what you understand. Is the public comment?
of
or the
those
public?
that applied for the vacant council seat, how many were interviewed by council? Council President Vieira, did council ever serve public notice for applicants to apply for the vacant council seat? Let the record reflect, Council President Vieira is absent of answers. The fact is, Council President Vieira, the council tampered with an election and an election process. The fact is, former Councilwoman Mary Jane Selly, not only in her selfishness, arranged with Pallone to die in office. But despite her inability to serve in her office, physically and mentally, this council passed multiple resolutions under false pretenses, extending excuses of her absences until such time as she returns, to which she was never going to return but wound up dead 4 days after the last resolution. The council parlayed the body of an ill woman as a vessel to come within the 60-day time frame required by statute to bypass the November 5th, 2024 general election. Knowing full well that the appointment would serve for a full year up until the November 2025 election. It's election tampering without doubt, dirty, filthy, corrupt, self-serving Long Branch. The council continues to have no standing on credibility, none. It's outright betrayal of the public trust. Councilman Rassus, you come before the people of this city this evening. I've attended most every council meeting since 2003 except 3. And the 3 that I was not present at, I had very good excuses. Councilman Rassus, could you please
1 minute
tell us
notification.
your qualifications for being a council person in Long Branch?
You don't have to answer that question, Mr. Rassus. The questions come to Council President.
You can direct the question to the president.
Mr. Vieira, can you give us Councilman Rassus's qualifications to serve the people of the city?
I'm not answering any of your questions. I told you a long time ago.
You're running
We have,
You're running this council like a
first
kangaroo
Wednesday of the
court,
month, we have
Council
council hours
President.
on the floor. You want any
You
questions?
insubordinate the
Yes,
public
thank you.
of this city, you're insubordinating the residents. Junk government.
Anyone else? Thank you. I need a motion to close the public participation portion of this meeting.
So moved.
All
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
I want to ask Madam Clerk if there are any changes to the list of resolutions.
No changes have been made.
Thank you. Resolutions, we take the list of the resolutions of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Rojas?
Abstain.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Applications is non-miscellaneous for business of the good of the order. Mr. Rassus, you're the first one, if you have anything to say. I know you said a beautiful speech before.
This is an exciting evening for me. Happy for the attendance, everyone coming out this evening, and I look forward to working with my fellow council members for the betterment of Long Branch. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Wittes?
Well, thank you, everyone, for coming this evening, and this is a very special time for us. And the Rassus family has been in Long Branch for as long as I can ever remember, if not longer. And we'd like to welcome Glenn
Thank you.
to the council, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Vogt?
Thank you, Council President. I'm going to echo Councilwoman Wittes' comments to welcome Councilman Raz, and it is a pleasure to welcome you, and we so look forward to working with you. You bring a great amount of knowledge and history and perspective to our team, and we look forward to all of your contributions. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, everyone, for coming tonight.
Thank you. Councilwoman Vogt? Mayor Pallone?
Thank you, Council President. I first also want to welcome and thank Councilman Rassus, our new council member. I've known Glenn for many years, and he's going to be a great asset to our team, and I know that we all look forward to working him. So thank you, working with him. Thank you, Glenn. Just two upcoming events, I'm sorry. The holiday beach badges are on sale right now until January 31st. They're $45 for adults and $25 for students. Prices go up after January 31st. They're sold at the Recreation and Tax Office. Simply Strings is performing at the Long Branch Senior Center tomorrow night, November 7th, from 6 to 8 p.m. This is a free event with beautiful classical music, something new that we're doing. And finally, our city holiday events will be starting in the next couple of weeks. Please check out our website for a full schedule at longbranch.org. Again, congratulations, Glenn, to your family for being here, and good night.
Thank you, Mayor Pallone. And I also want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I'm going to echo my fellow council members and the mayor said. Thank you, Glenn, and welcome, and I hope you enjoy it.
My honor.
And I want to thank the director and the chief back there for being here present with us today. And with that, I want to say good night. Thank you. I need a motion. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor? Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.